The book of Ruth is one of the most tender and powerful love stories in the Bible, but it's more than a love story between Ruth and Boaz. It's a story about God's faithfulness, even in seasons of loss and uncertainty. It reminds us that when life feels bitter, God is quietly working behind the scenes, redeeming, restoring, and writing his greater plan. The story begins in the days when the judges ruled, a dark and unstable time in Israel's history. In Bethlehem, a man named Elimelech, his wife Naomi, and their 2 sons leave their homeland because of famine. They travel to the land of Moab, a foreign nation often in conflict with Israel. But tragedy strikes. Elimelech dies. Naomi's sons marry Moabite women, Orpah and Ruth, yet after 10 years, both sons die as well. Naomi is left heartbroken, with no husband, no sons, and no grandchildren. When Naomi hears that the Lord has blessed Bethlehem with food again, she decides to return home. She urges her daughters-in-law to stay in Moab and rebuild their lives. Orpah weeps and stays behind, but Ruth refuses to leave.
Do not urge me to leave you or to turn back from following you. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God.
This was more than loyalty, it was faith. Ruth was a Moabite, raised among idols, but she chose to follow the God of Israel. That was a conversion of the heart, not by convenience, but by conviction. Naomi and Ruth return to Bethlehem. The whole town stirs at their arrival. The women whisper, "Can this be Naomi?" Naomi replies, "Do not call me Naomi," which means pleasant. "Call me Mara," which means bitter, for the Almighty has dealt very bitterly with me. It is the beginning of the barley harvest, a season of new beginnings. Ruth says to Naomi, "Let me go to the fields and glean among the ears of grain behind anyone in whose eyes I find favor." In humility, Ruth goes to gather leftover grain, as the law of Moses allowed for widows and foreigners. And by divine providence, she happens to end up in the field of Boaz, a wealthy landowner and relative of Naomi's late husband. Boaz notices her right away and asks his workers who she is. They reply, "She is the young Moabite woman who came back with Naomi." Boaz speaks kindly to her.
"Listen, my daughter, don't go to glean in another field. Stay here with my servant girls. I've told the men not to touch you. And when you are thirsty, go and drink from the jars they've filled. I've been told all about what you've done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband. May the Lord reward you fully, the God of Israel under whose wings you've come to take refuge."
That phrase, "under his wings," means divine covering. Ruth had left everything behind to come under God's protection, and he was already providing for her.
That evening, Ruth brings home an abundance of grain. Naomi's eyes widen when she hears whose field Ruth worked in. She says, "The Lord bless him. That man is our close relative. He is one of our guardian redeemers." Weeks pass, the harvest ends. Naomi tells Ruth, "My daughter, I must find a home for you, where you will be well provided for." She instructs Ruth to go to the threshing floor that night, where Boaz will be resting after work. Ruth is to uncover his feet and lie down, a gesture of humility and request for protection according to Israelite custom. When Boaz wakes, startled, Ruth says softly, "Spread the corner of your garment over me, for you are a guardian redeemer of our family." Boaz replies, "The Lord bless you, my daughter. This kindness is greater than that which you showed earlier. I will do for you all that you ask, for everyone knows you are a woman of noble character." At the city gate, Boaz meets another relative who has the first right to redeem Naomi's land. When the man declines, Boaz steps forward and declares, "Today you are witnesses that I have bought from Naomi all the property of Elimelech, and I have acquired Ruth the Moabite as my wife. May the Lord make the woman who is coming into your home like Rachel and Leah, who built the house of Israel. Boaz and Ruth are married. The Lord blesses them, and Ruth gives birth to a son. Praise be to the Lord, who this day has not left you without a redeemer. May he renew your life and sustain you in your old age. Naomi takes the baby in her arms and cares for him as her own. They name him Obed, meaning servant of the Lord. Obed becomes the father of Jesse, and Jesse the father of David, Israel's great king.
From Ruth's faith came the royal line that would lead to Jesus Christ, the Redeemer of all mankind. From famine to fullness, from bitterness to blessing, from widowhood to legacy, Ruth's life proves that God can redeem any story. Through her humility, faith, and obedience, a foreigner became part of the Messiah's family line. Her life whispers this truth: those who trust in the Lord will never be put to shame.